So you dance your heart out, you are shuffling, you're feeling so good, everything in the moment feels awesome. But then you stop the video and you watch it back, and everything completely changes. You want to delete the video, you never want it to see the light of day. Even though you felt amazing in the moment, it feels like your video tells a completely different story, and now you don't know which one to trust. Do you trust the fact that you felt awesome while you danced, or do you trust your eyes and what you are looking at? There is a way to watch your videos back, find what needs work and what needs improvement, but not spiral. And that is exactly what we're going to get into today. If you rewatch your shuffle dance footage and you immediately go into full critic mode, this is for you. If you leave a session feeling really, really good, but then talk yourself out of it 10 minutes after you've seen the video, this is also for you. There's a big misconception that I want to address here. Most shufflers think that self-criticism and self-improvement are the same thing. They feel like if they're being hard on themselves, then they're going to reach their goals faster. And if they're not, then they're not taking it seriously. So they rewatch the video, they pick it apart, and feeling like that's how they're going to get better. But that is not the truth. Your result on your video, all right, would probably be the same whether your brain was mean to you or whether your brain was kind to you during your session. Your inner critic is not helping you shuffle better, it's just making you feel worse. The reason that your inner critic is so loud, even if you're an experienced dancer, is because as you continue to grow, your inner critic increases because the expectations of yourself also increase. And I have experienced this so much recently as I've been improving. I've been way more critical. And it's because there's this invisible moving target that you're constantly trying to reach. But as soon as you get close, the target moves and you never can quite hit it. And it always feels like you are chasing a result or chasing a new goal. You're not comparing yourself to when you started shuffling anymore, right? At the beginning of your shuffle journey, you were probably thinking like 3 months in or 6 months in, comparing yourself to when you didn't even know the running man. But now that you have improved so much more, you're comparing yourself to who you think you should be. And that is an unfair benchmark. This happened to one of my students recently. She was in a class. She felt amazing. Like she was so deeply connected to herself, her shuffling, everything felt good. And then as soon as she watched the video back, she was like, what is happening? Her brain and feeling in the moment and the footage told completely different stories, and she just didn't know which one to trust. She felt so critical, and she didn't know if she should even trust the fact that she felt good during her session. And I said to her, how you feel during your session is half the battle. And sometimes it's more important than what the video actually looks like. You do not have to choose between having grace with yourself and finding the gaps of where you need to improve. You can do both. What I created for her is what we call now the grace and the gap framework. Number one, you start with giving yourself grace. Find 4 to 5 things or more, really push yourself, that you genuinely like in the video before you look for anything else, before you look for a gap, for something you need to improve. You need to actually see the proof that what you're doing is working. You need to look at that video and say, actually, I've been working on my Melbourne Running Man a little bit more, and I can kind of see the smoothness starting to come out in this video. Even if the thing I did after that wasn't great, I can notice that that was better. I noticed that I used my direction and I used my space a little bit better. I noticed that I hit this sharper. I noticed that I hit this small little beat that I wasn't planning on it. So that's really great. Whatever it is, those are a few of many, many, many examples. You need to neutralize the emotional charge that you feel when you initially watch that video back. And you need to prove to yourself that you have still done good things, even if there are other things in this video or in your practice that need to be improved on. You have to treat yourself like you are your own student. If any of my students came to me and asked for feedback videos, which they do, that is part of what I offer at Shuffle Shred, I'm not going to be an inner critic. I'm not going to be like, oh, this was horrible and this was so bad. No, a teacher, a coach is the type of person who can show you everything you did well and what areas you can improve on. And we do it neutrally. You need to coach yourself. You need to give yourself the same grace and guidance and point out your gaps in a neutral way, the same way that a teacher would to a student. And if you can't do that for yourself, don't worry, I can do it for you. Join Shuffle Shred. All right, that's the first piece. The second piece is to analyze your video now. Put on your coach hat or your analysis hat from a completely neutral standpoint, not the critic, the coach, and start looking for gaps. Okay, you're not looking for failures, you're not looking for where things fell apart. You're looking for a few gaps in your training that can just simply be filled with practice, with guidance, right? You need data, not evidence that you're a bad shuffler. These are two completely separate things, right? You may watch a combo that you tried to do in that video. Looking at it and finding evidence that it's horrible is a completely different energy than looking at it and being like, okay, that transition was a little wonky on counts 3 and 4. I think it's because I didn't lift my knee high enough. I'm going to lift my knee a little bit higher, engage my core a bit more, and see if it turns out better next time. Completely different, completely different. You are coming at it from a neutral standpoint, not a critic standpoint. And that is how you can safely and with encouragement coach yourself to be better by watching your own videos without falling into the inner critic rabbit hole. A little bonus tip, sometimes you need to take a break from the video and from the session and come back and watch it later. When you give yourself a little bit of distance from the emotions that you're feeling from initially watching the video, you usually come back with clearer eyes. So watch it again next week. I can almost guarantee you're going to see something completely different than you did the day after. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Being mean to yourself is not a shortcut to getting better. It is just noise, and noise makes it really difficult to actually hear what needs your attention. And you're not going to ever find the gaps from a neutral standpoint. You're just going to be stuck in inner critic mode. This is something that, as I showed in the example with my student, I work with all of my students on this inside of all my programs, not just their dancing, but how they think about their dancing, how they can coach their brain and focus on their mindset while they are coaching themselves to have a better technique or to be more creative or to implement something that they were working on. Your brain is at the core of it. Technique without mindset only goes so far, right? All of my programs also include 60 days of coaching and community on top of the lifetime access to the online course that you get. You also get monthly mindset calls, weekly shuffle coaching calls, a full mindset channel, every potential avenue for you to get feedback from me, to watch your footage and tell you what I see and help you get your mindset right. I'm not going to tear you down, right? The coach is meant to show up neutrally, show you what you did really, really well, and then show you what can improve so you can move forward from a neutral standpoint. And I'll show you exactly how to do it for yourself as well. You can have grace with yourself and find your gaps at the same time. You don't need to be mean to yourself to improve. Celebrate first, analyze second, and remember that how you felt in the session is what matters most. If you felt amazing, you need to run with that, and that is going to power you to continue showing up, to continue being better, because the goal is not to get a perfect video. It's to be a dancer who keeps showing up, who has enough self-trust to grow even when things get a little bit difficult. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description if you want that support in your corner from me, my community, all of the programs. I would love to see you in there. Get your mindset right, and I'll see you in the next video.